Good morning, folks. After a last half-second abort last week, SpaceX has successfully sent its shuttle into orbit to meet the ISS. They do not forgive, they do not forget, and they should have been expected. The Roman Catholic Diocese and numerous schools have officially sued over that lingering birth control issue. This is a follow-up to many military-themed articles suggesting that better ties with China are needed. This is a good article discussing how nations are not economically isolated from global problems, and this hurts to see. France makes a good move to ban GMO food, and the EU knocks it down. Please don't give up, guys. Wrapping up, dozens dead in Yemen after a suicide blast. A 5.8 quake hit Bulgaria, caused a fair bit of damage, but there are no casualties. And if you live near North Bay, Ontario, a highly toxic chemical just spilled into your water supply. Gamma ray bursts. The selected burst on the bottom left is the one we showed you yesterday. You can see below it is located in the constellation Vela. As the news was uploading to YouTube, this one struck as well on the bottom right, this one coming from Centaurus. Let's say you wanted to find where those came from. Well, you pull up Stellarium, and this is sunset pretty much at the equator. If you then look due south, you should see both Vela and Centaurus very, very far south. If you live in the north, you have no chance of seeing them. If you live in the south, you have to look a bit higher in the sky. Now, I recorded that last night. This morning, you might notice we have a new gamma ray burst way up north. That actually happened late last night. That was the third of the day. Now, this came from the Boots constellation, so if you're up for a challenge, maybe you go locate this one the same way. The space weather yesterday was nice and punctual. These last two yellow spikes here showing unsettled geomagnetics showed the CME impact and the tiny coronal hole stream. You can see here a clear jump in the readings, speed and density, and up top the red line became destabilized. That was the little CME we expected, and as the solar wind speed spikes again later in that chart, that is the coronal hole stream we had been expecting. No geomagnetic storms yet, but the Canadian magnetometers do show our vulnerability. The recent jumps here on the Fluxgate magnetometer, temporal variations upon multiple frequencies of resonance cropped up noticeably. And the red line spiking above the blue here means that solar plasma has penetrated our defenses into the atmosphere. Very low solar activity, we'll keep an eye out, of course. The lone feature is a small eruption just to the left of that dark coronal hole that is turning to the right on the bottom. As you can see, Mercury is conjoining Jupiter today. The Moon meets Venus today in the sky as well. In a few days, Mercury will conjoin the Sun as June approaches, and there's a lot happening there. That's the news, folks. Be safe.